Hello, 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 Flosstube. My name is Megan, and this is Stories and Stitches. Welcome back. It's been a while. I think it's probably been almost a month, if not exactly a month, somewhere in that vicinity. I knew that there was a chance it would be a bit of a longer break in between my last video and this one, but I had thought there would be a video a little earlier than this, and then it just didn't happen. The last month has been busy, so I was sick a little bit. I got a cold in the middle there that throws everything off. And then we've had a family get together. We've had choir practices and orchestra practices and band practices all leading up to Christmas. So it has been busy. The next 2 weeks or so are going to continue to be busy, but all good things that I enjoy, just busy things, which means that I haven't had as much stitching. I have got a lot of stitching done, but also haven't had as much stitching time consistently over the last month either. But I am happy to be back. I am excited. You will notice that I've done a very different vibe today. I don't know if it's a terrible idea being lit this way, but we're gonna give it a go. I figure, why not? It feels Christmassy. I do not know if I'm going to have another video up between now and Christmas. I had originally hoped to, I kind of hoped to have one in a couple weeks before Christmas, but with the rearrange of the videos and with how busy the next couple weeks are going to be, I don't know if it's going to happen. I'd love to say that I'll have time to get one up at that point, but realistically, unknown. I'm not going to plan on it. I also, with how busy I'm going to be in the next couple weeks, don't know how much stitching I'll get done. I really don't. Because on top of choir and orchestra and band things, I need to find time to wrap some presents and bake cookies and sleep, all those other things that also need doing at this time of year. Anyways, that is an awful long explanation for why I have gone with this very unconventional lighting situation, but I just wanted to go Christmassy and have a Christmas vibe. So I've got low lighting. We're being lit by Christmas trees and twinkle lights in a few different places. I have an eggnog over here. I also have a festive water because we've got to hydrate. And I'm just thinking we can just have a Christmassy vibe video. So I hope that everyone is all right with that, and I hope that everyone can see things all right. If I find the lighting is really, really bad when I start showing things, we'll regroup, but kind of hoping that this will work out for a, fun change. Anyways, that is an extremely long-winded introduction. But let's get into the stitching. Why not? So I have worked on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 8 cross-stitch projects, I believe, over the last month. And as you will have seen in the title, I have quite a few finishes. So I've done a lot. As some of you will know, I had set myself a goal at the beginning of this year to not have any more than 23, it's 2023, excuse me, any more than 2023, any more than 23 works in progress going at any one time. I failed at that completely. So then I kind of tweaked the goal to finishing off the year with no more than 23 works in progress going. The last time I gave you an update on my number, I was over that amount. You've seen me start projects since then. You've seen me finish a couple, but I'm not giving you my final goal number until we do my whip parade. So some of these finishes will definitely help towards that. We'll talk about that a little bit more in plans because I'm wavering. I know we're in the final stretch, but oh, it's tricky. So we'll get to that later. Anyways, we got finishes, we got stitching. I'm going to try and stop rambling and we'll get right into it. So I have projects all around me and I'm going to see if I can go in an order, but I'm not totally sure. I'm not totally sure if that order is going to line up with what I have on my board. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, so the oh, and I am missing a project. I gotta go grab that. I will be right back. Okay. I'm back. I don't know if I'm in the same spot, but I am back. So, the first project that I worked on, or I don't know if it's the first one I worked on since I saw you last or not, but the first one we're going to talk about is my year-long stitch-along that I have been working on, my temperature shelf by Grandma B. Wildin with the, I don't know if I actually mentioned this recently, but the colors that I'm using for the temperature range are actually, it's the range by Stitchy Bitch, I think. It's her name. I will link it below. I think I've linked it below before, but I will make sure to do that. I'm using her color range, but the pattern is from Grandma B. Wildin. And I am all caught up. I did my stitches this morning, so this is Saturday for me. I've done my stitches, so I'm all caught up. And let's show you. So let's start with the full thing. First off, this is where it was when you saw it the last time. And let's see if I'm on the right side here, but this is where it is now. Is this how this works? Here. So this is where it was when you saw it the last time. And this is where it is now. So we are into that last like shelf to shelf section. I'm going to roll it down and show you just December, because I think, oh no. Yeah, the last row has November and December. Okay. Okay, so here is the last little bit. You would have seen, I think, a little bit in the beginning of November or maybe almost halfway through. And now we are into the last, this last section here. So we've done 9 days or 8 days into December. I forgot. So the books go up this way, which you can't really tell very well, but this is because there's so many similar colors, but basically these books are all lying on their side. So I was panicking that there weren't actually enough books that had been done in December yet and that I made a drastic error, but it's all good. Everything is good. So we are getting so close to finish a finish on that one. So I'm excited. This one should be finished this year. I guess since we may or may not have, well, there should be another video before the new year, I think. Maybe. Unknown, actually, because I need to do my whip print. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Just in case. This one should be finished by the end of the year. The way I am counting this, because I don't get my high and low temperature for the 31st until the 1st, and I don't know how early it comes out on the 1st, this one will be counted as a 2023 finish as long as I have everything else but the 31st done, and I do the 31st on January 1st. So basically, as long as the last book is done January 1st, this one will count as a 2023 finish. That is how I am working that. Because there is no way I could finish it, and I'm not counting as a 2024 finish when I'm going to have like 10 stitches to do that last day. So that's how this one will count, and that is scheduled to be done. So, and I'm on track to finish that. Even with how busy it's going to be the next few weeks, that shouldn't be a problem at all. Because at the very least, if it all goes awry, I am off the week between Christmas and New Year's, and it will get caught up then. So there is no risk that that one won't be finished before the end of the year. So I have done 452 stitches on that one, I think, since since I saw you last. So it has been a good month since we last talked. Okay. Next up, I have, let's see, okay. Once I pull this whole bag up. I said I wasn't going to go in an order, but there is one I want to show you next. So, gotta see if I can find it. Here it is. Okay. The next one. Sorry. Do I have? I don't think I do. I was hoping I had the packaging for this one, but I do not. So we're gonna go without it. But that is okay. That is okay, and you will see why. You can probably guess why. Just stray threads here. So the next one that I worked on was Mac Cheese by Mill Hill. And here is where he was the last time that you saw him. And as you know, I was working on this as sort of my daily-ish piece. So the one that was my main focus for November, kind of until it was done. And I finished it. So here is where he is now. He is all done. I don't think you can really see his beading all that well. I'll have to see if I can get a better picture, and if I take a picture of him done now and I can get a picture of his beads a little better, I'll post it on Instagram, so that you can see that. Here he is. He's so cute. He's got a little beaded bow here, but he's done. He was my goal to finish, and I got him done. I did, I believe, if I counted correctly, 1,397 stitches on him plus beads, and I think there were a couple hundred beads. At least 100, possibly more. Actually, I don't know if I have that marked down or not. Let me just see. Let me take a look to see if I wrote down how many beads were in him. I have a different camera, but well, the same camera setup, but I got a new phone. So I decided to use my old phone as my camera for today, and then I have my new phone just chilling here. Let's see, did I put okay, beads, okay, no, so that is the 1,397 stitches included the beads. So there were 211 beads approximately in this piece. He's finished. He's so cute. I might be able to get him fully finished before Christmas and get him hung up. He just needs his felt and all the cutout. I'll work on cutting him out later today. That would be an option if I could get one of my Christmas pieces fully finished by Christmas this year. That would be a bonus. Leave him out. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. I say I'll leave him out. I have literally no room at my desk, and I have no room. I have things everywhere. Okay. That was Mac Cheese. Next up, so I finished him the weekend of November 17th when I was also sick. So I worked on him a bit when I wasn't sick, got a lot done. And then I had been out, we'd had a few things, and then it was like definitely a cold, and I was in the rest of the weekend not doing too much. So I finished him up. I also had another finish that weekend, which I will show you. I had a couple finishes that weekend that are coming up. But the next one is not at all Christmassy. Not even a little bit, but he was pretty close to a finish as I was evaluating how many projects I needed to be able to finish between now and the end of the year. He was pretty close, so I figured that I could work on him and get him done pretty easily. So this is it is Cookies for the Easter Bunny. Cookies for the Easter Bunny, I believe, or Easter Cookies by the Frosted Pumpkin. I'll try to put the correct name below, maybe on the screen too, but Cookies with a Easter Bunny, and it is the bunny. And I am counting, there are 4 in this pattern, and I'm counting each one of them as separate. So here is where he was the last time you saw him. And here is where he is now. He's all done. So I had the border done the last time. I also had, I think I didn't have the outline of him done, but I had a lot of the pink down. And so I finished up the rest of him. He is all finished. He took approximately 914 stitches to finish. And I was on a roll with him, and I was very excited to have him done. So he is another one checked off my list. As you can see, I have this whole sheet will be for the rest of them. So I will hopefully start the next one in the new year. That will be hopefully an early January start for that one. So maybe I can finish them by Easter this year. That would be a bonus. Okay, that is 3 projects that I worked on. My next one, now this is actually 2, and I don't remember, 8, yeah, okay, so I did count this in it the way I counted it. So, and you have seen, these are my Bookcage bookmark. I already spoiled it that there are 2. So you had already seen me working, I believe, on the green one the last time. So it's Bookcage Bookmark by LolaCrow Designs, and it was the bonus extra in her temperature cell, my goodness, Haunted Library Stitch Along last year. So the same designer who is doing the greenhouse that I'm working on, it was her Haunted Library from last year, and this was the bonus add-on. So I made one of these for an exchange for Stitch North last year. I've made this next one here, which is now a finish. Is supposed to be for my mom, maybe for Christmas if I can get it done. While I was getting this one out, I remembered that I actually do have some fully finishing that needs to get done between now and Christmas if I want to give these as gifts. My mom does know about this one, so here's where it was the last time you saw it. And here's where it is now. I do not remember what fabric it is on. Actually, I was going to say I might have it written down, but I don't think, wait a minute. No, I didn't bring down the pouch that this one belongs in. I think it might be Harold. Yes, I think it's the rest of Harold from Picture This Plus. Anyways, here's where he is now. I really, really am happy with how this one turned out. I love it on the green. I'm very happy with that one. So if I can get this fully finished, that one will be for my mom as part of her Christmas gift. And then that same weekend, I started another one. And I finished it. I finished that one, picked this one up, and I finished this one in a day. This one is, I do not remember what fabric this one is on, but it will be for my sister if I can get it finished. That is it there. And this is more the called for fabric. It's not the called for, but more along the lines of the way that it was originally done. And I'm not a huge, I don't know, I don't use this type of fabric a lot, but I really like it. I mean, I love it I've done it on purple and green now, and I love it on both of those, but I was happy with this one as well. I really, really like that. Pops differently, like it's a different vibe entirely. Anyways, that is that one there. And for some strange reason, I'm just double checking, but for some strange reason, I didn't count my stitches. I think I just didn't feel like it that weekend. So I just didn't count my stitches on those ones, which means I didn't get them as any points for any of my project or for any of my, what am I trying to say? I didn't get any of the points for Fandom Stitching Central because I just did not feel like counting them. I didn't take an before picture, none of it. I was trying to see if I could find, and I don't even think I counted my stitches the last time I did this one. So No idea. Not a clue. It's a mystery. I'd have to see if I could find it, but I do not know how many stitches are in that one. But it's done. So both of them together. There. So I have 2 more done, and I have I have 1 more that I want to do because I want one. I want one for myself, but that one's not a huge rush. So I'm taking a break on it, and I will probably start it in the new year and just get it done again, so that I can have one, as I said. Anyways, so we are up to 4 finishes. I told you that I had a lot of finishes. 4. Okay, so let us move on to my Christmas piece. Before I put this bag down that's in front of me, I worked on, sorry, just shifting around things here. I worked on, so in November, the prompts for Fandom Stitching Central were all color-based. So my bunny got me some pink ones. I think they got me purple because you had to either stitch in the color or on the color fabric. So I got purple. I got some white done in others. This next one got me, I think, browns, all the browns that I needed for one of them. So this is my Santa's Journey by Janlyn, or it's a, yeah, Janlyn kit. Designed by Donna Vermillion Giampa, but this one is getting glary. Okay. Janlyn kit that I am working on. And I am thinking that this one, well, I'll get into that in a minute. So anyways, you get it out of its bag here. So this one here I keep in a king size pillowcase, which I got the idea from Jess at Cross Stitching Smiles. She keeps some of her big ones in the king size pillowcase because it's a king size water resistant, waterproof pillowcase. It zips up, so it keeps the dust off, and it keeps off any spills if you were to have spills on it. It's wonderful. I actually want to get a couple more of those potentially in the new year. But anyways, making sure I'm not showing you here, giving you spoilers. So here is where it was the last time that you saw this one. And I have gotten done, I believe, 372 stitches on this one since you saw it last. Here's where it is now. And I am honestly loving how this one is coming. It really feels like it's starting to come together. I'm hoping you can see this and that I've got it kind of in frame there. So I have been working on, as I said, the brown. And I think I had finished these legs the last time you saw it. I might have done a few stitches in here. I finished in back here, and I started working in on some of this random brown up in the top. So I would like to, what I've decided on this one is I'm going to try and finish the reindeer first. So I'm going to work on them, get as much of them done as I can. I'm not sure if I'm going to do in the gold and whatnot, but reindeer. And then I want to start working on some of the border is the next plan. And my mom might also work on this one a little bit. So we're going to do it together. But I think once we finish this reindeer, or once I finish the reindeer, the plan is to do some border up, across and up, because the border is no joke. Like, so the Santa, let me pull the picture up here. The Santa is also going to be quite the task. Santa and his sleigh, of course. But like this border is gorgeous, but like no joke. And I do not want to leave that to the end. Like that's a recipe for disaster. So I think we're going to work on border. Then, so reindeer will get finished and their antlers, working on border. Then we'll come back and do Santa. So that's the kind of tentative plan for that one. And I'm very much hoping, we'll talk about it again, as I said, in plans in a little while. I'm very much hoping to get more done on this one. before the end of the year. It's not going to be finished, but more done on that one before the end of the year. Okay, next up, I think I can put this bag down. Yes, okay, perfect. So next up is my, am I missing anything? Nope, okay, perfect. My box. So this is by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is him here. Also, I told myself that I was going to go quickly today so I didn't have to do too much crazy editing. But I haven't talked to you in so long that I'm getting distracted, not following the plan. Anyways, have you seen the new series for next year by the Cottage Garden Samplings? The houses? I cannot remember. Can I remember what it's called? No, I can't remember what it's called. But I did take a screenshot because that's how I remember things. Lipstick on my hand. Not sure how I managed that. I don't know where else I have lipstick. That's a little concerning. Anyways, focus. Focus, Megan. I took a screenshot because that is how I remember the things. So next year's is called Fabulous House Series. You see if I can. Will this work? Is that gonna, no, a little bit. So it's the Fabulous House series for next year. And the first one that they've released is Santa's House. Oh, we're getting ring light. I'll put a picture in. It's Santa's House. You'll have noticed, I don't stitch a lot of houses. I am in love with that Santa's House. Like, full stop. Full stop. I don't know that I'll get them all. I'm definitely getting Santa's House, and I will be watching the rest. And honestly, I think that there's a very high chance I will get a lot of them. So if you haven't seen it, this little sampling thing, as I said, I'll try and put a picture up here. And it's obviously, you can go to Cottage Garden Samplings Instagram, and I'm sure there are other socials and find it there. So I shouldn't even. But anyways, number 2 is a castle. 3 is a greenhouse. 4 is a cottage. Number 5 will be a hobbit house, which I am so excited for. Like, so excited for. 6 is a tree house, which also I would love to live in a tree house. So yes, please. Number 7 is a house barn, which I'm excited for. We'll see. I'm not always drawn to that type of stitching. We will see how it looks though. Number 8 is a lighthouse, which, oh my goodness. Number 9 is a floating house. Like, all of me wants to see this. I'm thinking Howl's Moving Castle. Like, oh my gosh. Number 10 is a fairy house. 11 is a haunted house. That'll be obviously October of next year. And then number 12 will be a log cabin. Guys, it's a good thing that I am not setting myself a WIP limit for 2024. Spoiler alert. Should that have been a spoiler alert? I'm not doing the like 24 and 2024. I'm not setting that limit. Maybe I'll get brave halfway through and go with it, but I have stitchitis. I want to start so many projects. So I am pumped about that. Part of me wants to get on like a subscription list where I get them sent automatically, but part of me is still that hesitant of like, I like to know what I'm getting. We'll see. We will see what happens. Okay. Fox. I forgot how we got there. Oh my goodness. It's okay. I promise that I know what I'm doing. Okay. So I am so excited for this one. So this one here, in November, when I finished Mac Cheese, I switched out and this one became my one to try and get the most stitches on that I could. So my primary focus piece. And then December, the monthly challenge for Fandom Stitching Central is to stitch on, similar to October. So either one project for 12 days or 12 different projects on 12 different days. Once again, I'm trying to do both. I don't know if I'll get through both just because I don't know if I can get 12 days in between now and the end of the year. I'm hoping, very much hoping that I can get because I can do them the same day. Anyways, I'm rambling. We'll see. I'm aiming for it. this one became my one project, like the one for one project. And I've lost my board. How have I done that? I have not moved. Have you seen me move? I did not move. Where did the board go? Board, where are you? Okay. We're just gonna make up a song about looking for the board. Found it. Okay. So, okay. Oh, did I sneak peek it? No, I don't think I did. So, anyways, this is where it was the last time you saw it. I will try to stop rambling along here. So, where it was the last time you saw it, and I have done 4,828 stitches since you saw it last, or in the last month since I saw you last. So you may be able to guess that this is a finish. I love him. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Here he is. Oh, isn't he so majestic and gorgeous? Oh, and there are, you cannot, it's not just the lighting. You cannot see it very well here. There is a tree here. There's the tree. I have all of the trees. You can kind of see it there a little bit. Just, they're not, the darkest green ones don't show up just like, they don't scream, here I am, but they are visible in person and they really add the texture. So I'm very happy still that I went with that color. But oh my goodness, this tail, I'm so in love with. This part here does have pattern in it. The colors are so close you can't see too much, but you do see some texture in him. So there he is. Isn't he gorgeous? Oh, I love him so much. I love my cut fabric choice. I am doing this on 16 count fiber on a whim. And this was my first fiber on a whim. Oh no, I'm doing it on 18 count. I lied. 18 count fiber on a whim, and it is Night Sky. And I love it. I had a little bit of trouble with the 18 count. I think this might be my first hand-dyed 18 count that I've done. So I occasionally had a little bit of trouble with getting my stitches to lay the way that I wanted them to. But I'm happy with it. I'm so happy with it. And I think that is my 5th finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 finishes this month. He is my biggest finish. He was a major stretch goal. So you may be starting to deduce whether I'm getting close to hitting my goal or not for 2023. But he was, let's just say he had to get finished or him or another big one-ish one had to get done if there was going to be any chance. And I did it. I was touch and go for a little. I was a bit worried it wasn't going to happen, but I powered through. One day I did over 1,000 just because I just wanted to. You know, you hit that point and you just need to get him done. So I'm so happy with him. So happy. He is finished, and I had hoped to start the reindeer for my winter new start. I started him last year on December 21st for my winter solstice new start, and I had wanted to start the reindeer this year, but I have a problem. And I will discuss it with you shortly when we get to plans. I have one more project to show you, and then we'll get to plans, and I'll let you know what my problem is, my dilemma. Okay, also, I'm hoping that you aren't hearing too much squeaky chair. You may be. If so, I apologize. I love my chair, but she's squeaky. So, I think getting a little older and might need to be replaced soon, but still comfy. Okay. The last project I worked on since I saw you last is one that I picked up after my fox because, I don't know, I've been really, really wanting to work on this one. Sorry, I have a thread. I'm just gonna pop this thread to the back, maybe. Oh no, that was a terrible decision. Hold on. I'm gonna pop this thread to the back that way instead. There, okay. I have been wanting to work on this one quite a lot, actually, for a while. If I wasn't trying desperately to hit my finishes goal or my whip count goal, I probably would have been working on this one quite a bit the last couple weeks or the last month, just because it's been the one that I've been drawn to. I've been drawn to it a lot this year. I'm hoping I can maybe get a lot, if not it all finished, a lot of him done next year. Anyways, you probably want to know which one it is. This one is Winter Jack, and I do not have my picture. Do I? Do I have my picture of him? No. Yes? No. I'll just say yes and no over and over again. No, I do not. I don't know. I'm not actually sure where I put the picture. Anyways, this is Winter Jack. This is Winter Jackrabbit. I call him Winter Jack by Lorna Laine, charted by Gecko Rouge. This was last year's, so 2022's Ho Ho Ho. I didn't get the Ho 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 this year. I don't think I've seen it. I debated it. I really wanted it. But then didn't get my act together and didn't get it, so it's okay. I'll probably have regrets after, but this was last year's Ho Ho Ho. And here's where it was the last time you saw it. I do still have it in the frame. I'm not going to take it out of the frame. But here is where it is now. You probably can't, I have it in the frame. You can't actually notice much of a difference, I don't think. But I have been working on a whole lot of confetti, like brown gray stitches in through here, like in this section, because for whatever reason, I have decided, and are they down in here? And I think there's some down in here as well that I was doing. Anyways, I have decided that I am working on this winter bunny, extreme cross country, and I am doing it lowest to highest. So I didn't start off that way, so you'll notice like a few random like color blocks and such in here. But then I did the highest one, which was all this outline of the bunny. And in my before picture, you can see more of it. So I did all that outline. And then once I had finished it, I was kind of really hooked on doing it that way, like by color. And for whatever reason, decided that the way I wanted to do it was by lowest number. So sometimes I have regrets on that one because I don't drag floss across a lot of stitches normally. I just don't. I like to keep my backs as tidy as I can. I don't go over a lot of stitches, but when you're doing by this way, you kind of have to. On this one, it's not too bad because I don't need to do it by huge jumps most of the time. There's a few times I need to, but I am telling myself that it'll be fine because since I'm doing it this way, most of my big jumps should then be covered up by the stitching that's going to go on top of it. So I'm hoping that I can still keep my nice tidy back. We'll see. But I figured the piece is the sized right, and it's the right kind of stitching, if that makes sense, to work with that method. So that's what I wanted to try out. I forgot to put my I have a needle minder that matches. So that's how the bunny will look. I'll try and also put a picture, but that's how he will look. All right. I was going to tell you how many stitches I'd done on him, but I don't know. I think I did 85. That's the number sort of sticking in my head. But I realized when I went to check my Stitch Pal to see how many I had done that I haven't updated his number in my Stitch Pal for a while. So my data is obviously all wackadoo now. Yeah, I didn't update it. So I was 255 stitches short in my Stitch Pal. And I know for a fact I did not do 255 stitches the other day. Anyways, that's all the things I worked on. 5 finishes and then, 3 other projects? So I'm very happy with that. Considering how busy the last few weeks have been, I think, that's a pretty good way to go into the end of the year strong. Going into the end of the year strong. So, plans. Look at this. I'm already at 40 minutes or so. A little bit to cut out, but oh well, that's okay. So much for my super short video or not super short, just I was hoping to not have as much chatty. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. We haven't seen each other for a while, so we're gonna chat a little bit. Okay, plans. What are my plans for the rest of the year? So, as I said, I don't know if I'll see you again before Christmas. I probably won't see you before Christmas, maybe before the end of the year. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do my end of year whip parade the end of the year or if I want to do it the very beginning of next year. We'll see. TBD. I haven't quite decided. I do have time that week, so it would make sense, but I might not be able to do like my final numbers reveal. So we'll see. We will see how that goes. But either way, I gotta have some plans for the rest of the year. My plans for the rest of the year are in flux. So first of all, my dilemma. I had set myself the goal to not have any more than 23 whips, as you know, but I really want to start all the things. So I won't tell you for sure, but I am doing pretty well to hit the end of the year with my 23, with my goal. It is possible. It is achievable at this point. However, to do that, I can have at most 1 new start that isn't destined for a finish this year. So if I could start a piece and be able to guarantee I could finish it by the end of the year, I could start more than 1 new start. If I can't guarantee I could finish it by the end of the year, I can only have 1 new start. I wanted to have a winter solstice new start. I think that there is a new moon new start in there somewhere that I wanted to have. I also want to have a Christmas Eve new start. I have a designated project as my Christmas Eve new start for this year. I have been waiting for it for almost a year to start. And I have lots of other Christmas projects I want to start. I want to work on all the things, all the Christmas things. Part of me wants to just go completely rogue, call it a good job you got to December and, came close to achieving your goal and or achieved your goal. I still don't want to spoiler alert it. And just go rogue and start whatever I want to start. The other part of me wants to stick with it and get to the end of the year with that goal since it's achievable. So if you have any thoughts, I would love to hear your advice below. If you think I should abandon the goal, call it a good run and abandon it and start whatever I want to start. Or since we're in the final stretch, do I just stick with it, power through and get her done and then go wild in January and start all the things in January? Let me know. Let me know your opinion below. I may also put a poll up somewhere, maybe on my Instagram story. Maybe, can I do that in my community tab? Maybe? I'll investigate. I will investigate. You may find a poll either in my community tab or on my Instagram stories I'll probably put it up Wednesday, let's say Wednesday or Thursday next week after this video has gone live for your opinions. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Even if you missed the poll or I'm terrible and don't get the poll up, please comment below. I know I haven't been good at answering comments the last month. I will get better. I will read your comments. I do read all of them, even if I'm terrible at liking them and commenting back right now. But let me know. I would like to hear what your thoughts are on that one. It's funny because it may be moot. Like I've done barely any stitching this week. Next week I'm more busy. Like I have Tuesday night, I have rehearsal. Wednesday night, Friday night, I have rehearsal. Saturday and Sunday, I'm busy a good chunk of both of those days with concert. And the 19th, I have a concert in the evening. So like I'm busy. I have to fit in my wrapping in that time. Will I have time to start all the new things? But the other part of me says that after the 19th, yes, I have wrapping to do and other Christmassy things, but I also have, like, my schedule frees up outside of that, which is lots of prime stitching time. Oh, I have been joined by a kitty cat who wants this chair that I piled high. Hold on. Sorry about that. I have one cat, not a kitten. One cat sleeping over there on a chair that you cannot see, I don't think. And another one who wants to come sit on this other chair beside me, but I had it piled high with stuff. So he also still needs his dinner, which I should probably feed him. Do you want your supper? Okay. I'll be right back. I gotta go feed the dinner to the kitty cat. Okay, I am back. It's been a video of me needing to get up quite a lot. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on whether I should just start all the things or stick with it. Or give myself the option. We'll see. I could get... Anyway, so that's my first dilemma. Or my dilemma. Second plan, because I finished the fox, I can swap in another project to my one project for 12 days challenge for December. I have not yet decided if I want to swap in Santa's Journey, which I showed you this evening, and get a lot more done on that, because that one is easy. It's easy to do in 100 stitch chunks. So the baseline for the prompt is 100 stitches a day. I can get more points if I do more, but 100 stitches. And for whatever reason, that one seems to be 100 is a good chunk and a good stitching period. It doesn't take too long. It's not too short, but it's a good chunk of time that may be achievable. The other option is that I swap in this one. So my Sue Hillis was the night. And do words. The one problem with that one is that a lot of the words I would be at are backstitch. So I have to do 200 back stitches, but that doesn't always take too long. I could swap in that one. My third option is that I could do a new start and stitch on the new start for 100 stitches. But I don't know, a day or whatever, however many. I think I want to say I've done 4 days, so I need to do 8 days more on that one, that prompt. So those are, I will decide and will swap in something into that category. And then past that, I just need to do a few more single projects for the 12 different projects in December. I've done 2 prompts, I think, so I would need to do 10 more different projects, one of which should be counted as my whatever, if I can do 100 on whatever project I pick for the one project for 12 days. If I can do 200 stitches on that at one point, like say 200 in a day, I can count 100 to the one prompt and 100 to the other one. Anyways, so those are kind of the plans. I am feeling this Christmassy stitching. So other than the projects that I have to add in to get my prompts, I'll probably do quite a bit of Christmas stitching. I want to work on Winter Jack. As I said, I got 85 stitches on him done the one day before it was like definitely time to put it away and go to bed. So I couldn't count it for my 100 stitch prompt. So I need to do 100 more stitches on that one. I might do that this evening. So that needs to happen. Or I want to work on that one. I want to work on all the rest of my Christmas ones. And then past that, we shall see. We'll see where the wind takes me. Yeah, so those are all my plans. So that is all my stitching for this month, for this week. I know it was quite a bit. It ended up a much longer first part of the video than I was expecting it to be. Thank you so much if you stayed this far. If you did, send me a comment, let me know. I'm not ready to wrap up quite yet, but I know some people only watch for the stitching. So if you are only before I let you go, if you're watching for the stitching, I had one finish to show you from my mom. Maybe one day I will try and get her on here with me and she can show her own finishes. Maybe do a fully finished parade with her. But anyways, this is one that she has made for my sister for Christmas. And it is a, like a book. Do I have a book here to demonstrate? I have a bookshelf behind me, but I don't want to stand up and I don't think I have one handy. Anyways, it just goes over the corner of the book to mark your page. It's a bookmark that slips over the corner. So she did that one. Mystery fabric on the back that I cannot remember who the fabric is by, but that is her finish. A start and a finish for her. And that is, yes, that is it for the stitching. So if you are here just for the stitching, I will say goodbye to you right now. I am going to do a couple other crafts. I don't have a ton. It's not going to be a long section by any means. And then a very short story section to round off the day. So if you haven't stayed for the other sections, feel free to stick around. I don't imagine it'll be much longer. You'll be able to see by the video length, but if not, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope if I do not see you again, that you have a wonderful Christmas. If you celebrate, have a wonderful holiday season. Any holidays that are in this December, if you celebrate, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I hope that if you do not, that your December is wonderful. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will see you in my next video, whenever that is. For anyone who is going to stick around, I will show you my other crafts. So, let me just move this. I don't have too many other crafts. I had intended to, and then, you know, it just hasn't happened. So the one thing, I have been working on some Christmassy gnomes, and this is the one I got finished. So he was mostly done. I had almost all of him done. I had to make his nose, so I have now made all 3 noses. I'm not going to show you the other ones because you can't really see them all that well. I've made all 3 noses for all 3 Christmas gnomes, and I think I had to make one of his arms, possibly both of his arms. But his legs were done, his hat was done, his body was done. So he has been sewn together and given a beard and sewn together. So he's done. He's the miniest one in that set. And I might be able to get the others done before Christmas. I would like to, because this particular set is the first set I started of gnomes. And they have been languishing. Languishing like nobody's business. And like the bodies and hats are done on all of them. So I basically need 2 sets of arms and 2 sets of legs. The legs are fiddly because of the way that you're constantly switching. So you only do a couple rows. So it's super teeny tiny, a tiny little round, and you're only doing a couple rows at a time. So they're fiddly and they're a pain. But like, I gotta get them done. I would love them to not go over into 2024. So I'm going to try that. So I worked on that project. And then the other one is, now that I have finished the quilt for my mother, I had time, actually just after I filmed my last floss tube, to cut out for my next quilt. So this is, I think it's called Warm and Cozy. It's a flannel. let's see. Let me see. I found the other day the like packaging because I had kept the packaging so that I would know what it was. So this is a what do you call it? Layer cake. So the 10-inch squares. And it is Snow Snuggles Flannel by Vanessa Lily Rose or Lil Rose and Linda Fitch for Robert Kaufman, it looks like. Wishwell. Set. Anyways, I have cut out, I'm going to drop everything here. I have cut out all of my squares and rectangles, etc. So this quilt is fully cut out and ready to start reassembling the blocks. I am doing, I can't remember which pattern. It's a free fat quarter shop pattern that I have chosen to do for this one. See if I can see what it is called. I'll put the picture here of it, but it's got some squares, it's got some rectangles, they kind of go in different ways. So that is the one that I've picked. I'm doing, it's kind of lap size-ish. It will just use those, that 10 by 10 layer cake. It's like a layer cake friendly quilt. And then I have backing, everything already pulled for it basically. So, with the possible exception of batting. I may need to get batting for it, but that's all cut out to work on in the new year or maybe even the end of this year, because I'd like to get it done. I'd like to work on it and get it done fast. Like it's kind of one that I would love to do quickly because I want to use it this winter. So that's a goal. Those are the only two other craft projects I've worked on. And that is it. I do have a finish from my mom that she wanted me to show you. She has been diligently working on sweaters. So she made a sweater for one of my nieces for her birthday. She's made like a sweater shawl that I think is finished or almost finished for my other niece for her birthday coming up. And then she has made this sweater for my sister for Christmas. And this one here, oh, I'm not doing a very good job showing it, but it's sort of that is it there. It's got these really nice pockets at the side, which were a pain. So this sweater, unfortunately, is a pattern from Mary Maxim. I don't have the designer information with me, but the pattern has unfortunately had a significant amount of errors in it, and like significant errors. So the one pocket it told you to do completely backwards. So she got all the way up before realizing that it was backwards. One of the bands, they told you to do the pattern backwards. So it has had quite a lot of errors, which means she's had to pull stuff out. She's had to redo it. She's had to figure it all out. She will be letting them know all the errors when she has it marked and finished so that they can look into it. But that is that one that she has done for Christmas. She's done significantly more because she's done that in the last month and a half, maybe a little more than that. So she's done a lot of knitting the last month. That is it, I think, unless I have missed something major. That is it for my stitching, for my crafts, all the things. So I think we will just move on over into a very short and sweet, hopefully, story section. So I have part of, while I was sick, I didn't always want to stitch. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. But part of why I haven't gotten quite as much stitching done as I might have otherwise in the last month is I got on a game playing mode. So I can't remember when it was. I want to say the last week of November. So like the last weekend-ish. So maybe from the 22nd or 23rd of November until the 28th, whatever that Tuesday was. Switch. So Nintendo Switch Online, if you had their online membership, they sometimes offer game trials, which is different than a demo in that you can play the entire game for free for a set amount of time. So they had Fae Farm available during that period. So it was like a long weekend-ish, maybe week almost time period that you could play Fae Farm for free. And I, of course, got very into it. So it's one I've been looking forward to. It's a farming sim with fairies, or it gets fairy elements as you go along, and magic elements. And so farming sim with a bit of a twist. It's had a bit of mixed reception in that it didn't quite hit all the buttons for all the people. So it's highly anticipated. It is a full price Nintendo game, which a lot of farming sim games aren't. Full price Nintendo game. So and a pretty full price game even on PC. So had a bit of mixed review. People weren't totally sure if it was worth the price, all the things, right? Like, didn't quite get as good reception as I had thought it was going to get. But I was so excited when it got on the trial. Actually, that was probably partially why I was, because it gives you more than a demo to test out if you will like it. And when I first started it, I wasn't sure. There were a couple things I didn't love. I was like, I don't love this. I don't love how that is. But I got super into it and I couldn't stop playing it. Like, I would not stop playing it. I didn't want to go to sleep. I wanted to play it all the time. So I played it as much as I possibly could over that weekend. I haven't bought it yet. I did withstand because I had previously purchased, I don't remember if I mentioned last video or not, but I had recently bought Coral Island, which is another really fun, highly anticipated farming sim game that I'm enjoying. So I had bought that one. I also picked up Mario Wonder, which I haven't played yet, but am pumped about. Stay tuned to hear more about that one. Anyways, restrained myself, didn't buy Fae Farm, but it is on my list. I loved it. I have loved every minute of playing it. The things that bothered a lot of people didn't bother me. Some people didn't love that, like, some of the NPCs have good dialogue, some of them don't. They don't have as much interaction. Like, they don't quite feel like as alive characters as other farming sims. But that didn't bother me. If you are someone who really, really likes the relationship building with NPCs, this one may not touch that for you. But there's so much else in it that I loved it. Honestly, I cannot wait to pick it back up again. I keep thinking about it. Even now, I have been thinking about it. I loved it. I will show a picture of what it looks like here. Loved it. It is pricey, as I said. I'm very much hoping, it was on sale for a while over Black Friday. I am very much hoping it'll go on sale again in the next few weeks. That's my hope. Because I'd like to wait for a sale on it. Not a huge full price. I do pay full price for games, but if I can get them on sale, that's even better. So love that one. That game took over my life for a period of a week approximately, and I'm not mad about it. Loved every second of it. And then other than that, I've kind of just been picking at other games here, there, and whatever. I might have another one to mention to you next time, but I've only just started, so too soon to say on it. So that's the game I wanted to mention. Shows, I don't actually think I have too much. I'm behind on everything. I've been on a Criminal Minds kick. Why? I don't know. I need to catch up on, I think probably because everything else I want to watch, I have to catch up on, and that feels like too much pressure for such a busy time of year. So that will happen at some point, and I will update you. For now, I don't really have anything show worthy to talk about. And books. I haven't finished the one book I was telling you about. Villainous still has not been done. Or Villains? The V.E. Schwab one. But I did finish an audiobook that I've been listening to for a billion years. And it is The House on the Lake by Riley Sager. I will put a picture of it here. I loved it. I really, really loved it. I think some people have kind of mixed opinions of Riley Sager. It is a thriller. Mystery thriller, I would say. Not too heavy on the horror. Like, it's not the thriller suspense that's that intense, if that makes sense. Not horror at all and not too intense. And there's like another thing I want to say, but it is definitely a spoiler, but it's good. I really liked it. I was very happy with it. I finished it. Once I started reading it, I listened to it pretty much exclusively for the rest of that night. I think I finished it last weekend and I loved it. Highly recommend if you like thrillers. As I said, there's probably mixed reviews on it. People are kind of hit and miss with which Riley Sagers they love, like which ones hit them and which ones don't. I loved this one. Very happy with it. I'm excited to pick up my next Riley Sager for sure. I think that's it. I don't have too much else to share. It's been busy, as I said, so not a lot else to share in the world of stories. I do have thoughts. I have thoughts for next year. Thoughts I want to try. I would love. I don't know how many people are going to hear this. If it's a spoiler, if it's not a spoiler, if let's just consider it a thought in the making. It's not guaranteed. It's not a thing that's set in stone yet. I'm still playing with it. Also playing with a twisty. I need to stop fiddling with. Anyways, I would love to do a story-based cross-stitching thing. I don't know if it'll exactly be a challenge. It'll kind of possibly be to direct my stitching, sort of like the dice rolling, but not exactly, but kind of story-based and story-driven, where I have to do different stitches for quests. So say it might be, or stitches to defeat something. So it might be like 200 stitches to defeat this enemy I came across on the road, and I have to do 200 stitches into a project or 200 stitches into a specific project. I really want to do something like that with stories. I just haven't figured out how yet. So let me know, if you are still watching, if that would be something that you think would be interesting or not. As I said, early days, very early in the planning stages, but something I am considering for next year. Seriously considering for next year, because I'd really like to start drawing story into more of my creative life. Anyways, I will stop chit-chatting. This video is already significantly longer than I was planning it to be. I knew it would be a bit longer. I got so spoiled last time because my editing was like so easy. The editing process was done like in record time. It was crazy. Maybe, but I've had to stop a few times, but also outside of that, I don't think I have too many edits to do. So we'll see. Anyways, as I said I was going to stop rambling, and then I just went down the trail. I am so sorry for the froggy throat. I do need to stop talking though. Otherwise, I'm going to frogicate my throat to death. Let me know in the comments what you thought of my setup. Was it I would really, really like to know. Was it distracting not having the lights? Was it distracting having it too dark? Was it too dark? Let me know. I'd be very interested in some feedback on that. I was going to try it regardless. But I'd like to know for the future. Anyways, as I mentioned earlier, I hope that you all have a wonderful holiday season. I hope you get lots of time for stitching. Even if you're busy like me, I hope you find the time to do stitching and to do the things that make you happy and that bring you joy. I will see you the next time, hopefully before the new year. But yeah, until then, have a wonderful December. Bye.